now everything again has been driving you to the design portal. And this is what I say where the magic happens. So all this other has been fun. It has been truly Windows 101, but now we're to the point. We know what we're doing, and we need a custom design, and so here's where you can do that. So initially, if it's your first time to the website, you do go to portal, and then you go to register. There are a couple of emails back and forth. Like you will get an email thanking you for registering. I get a couple already, same one you get, plus another one that also asked me to approve you. And so once I know who you are and that kind of thing, then I approve you. You then get a second email giving you a password. It is very important that you copy and paste that password into the link that is provided in that same email. And when you do that for the first time, make sure you do remember me, because it is a password that has lower and uppercase numbers and letters. You can't change it to an easier one. You can ask me to reset it, but it's going to give you a similar looking password. It's a security thing to make sure that we don't get hacked. So if you'll do the remember me, if you're going to be using it on multiple devices, if you're going to be using it not only on your laptop, but maybe your iPad or your phone, if you'll go ahead at the same time and kind of plug that password into all of them and do the remember me, then you're covered no matter where you are, who you're in front of. So if somebody needs to pull that up on their iPad, they're ready to go. Once you've done that, go back into portal and then click here. Sometimes there's a login thing. If it's there, just click login. It's really simple to get back in, like it's doing me here. So I did portal and it's asking me to log in. And then our patterns are going to filter in. Depends on how fast the Wi-Fi is. So this is some of our patterns that we have created over the last couple of years. Not even all of them. We will be adding to them on a monthly basis. Another reason to kind of follow social media, because we'll kind of put out those announcements that we've added some new patterns on social media. So you've got a lot of different patterns that you can use in a lot of different applications. Okay, this is like your Hampton here. You can sort these by saying, I need a stripe pattern because that's how my carpet is, as the designer is thinking about how the design looks. They're trying to put the whole look together. Or I've got 2 colors I need to drop in and bring everything together. I've got 5 colors. I've got 11 colors. I do have a pattern that has 11 colors in it. They need to be ready if they choose that one. So it just depends. So you can sort by that. If you pick up one, let's just pick up this guy. When you click on it, you will see the colors and the patterns, and you'll see the colors over here. If you scroll on down, you will see I've already recolored this and created it in 11 other colorways. One of those colorways may work. That's fine. Just all you would do then is you would click on it, just like we've done here. You'd choose your base cloth, you'd follow it through. There would be no recoloring necessary. But let's just say none of that works, okay? Ellen, that light background is maybe not conducive to this property, up in the middle Midwest, old people and all that during the pipeline, and they were very conscious about what that material and the colors were going to be, because it was those kind of gentlemen and ladies that would go in with messy hands. So they were very conscious of that. So this may not work. So to recolor, it says replace color under every one of those little tabs down there. So you just pick up the first color, and as you can see, that lighter color is your base color. So you pick up that color. It is now sorted over here by colorways. So if yellow, green, blues, blue, green, pink, brown, neutral, black, gray. We also will be able to supply a color book for you. Inside that color book are all the same colors that is on the website here. These colors are our colors printed out of our computer. on one of our base cloths, on our marathon base cloth. So they are very accurate to rely on. So you can lay your carpet sample up here. You can lay your upholstery sample up here. You guys could pull, you know, if you're pulling your birch fabrics, you could lay them up here and say, okay, these colors go great with that, after then selecting the pattern. So this would go with your website here. So if you pull a color book out of your library and it's got just colors in it, that's why it goes with your website. So you can then reselect. So let's reverse this whole thing. Let's go to neutrals, or maybe even browns. Let's go to browns, and let's make that pad the dark brown. And you can see it automatically changed it. You can see what else is going on here, and you think, okay, that made it even darker. Let's go in the middle. You can see when you put your cursor here, it says A44. Again, in your book, this is page A, and they're numbered, and I chose the A44. So you can really see what that color looks like. So now let's scroll down. It tells me I chose A44, and I'm going to replace with that color. So I'm going, okay, this is getting kind of where I want to go, but let's just keep changing. So I'm going to pick up the next one. This is going to be one of these design features in here. Now let's lighten that up a little bit. So let's go to neutrals and maybe choose, this is A38. It kind of dropped it in there, and you can kind of see that. So let's just stick with that, A38. So then let's do this gray. And let's stay within our neutrals, maybe even lighten it up more. That really made it pop there. So you can see, and it really shows you if colors are going to fight each other, if you're sticking with the same weight of color. There's a thing called weights of color. So if you're sticking to the same, then they're going to kind of fight each other a little bit. And you'll be able to see that here online rather than having to recolor. So let's just kind of stick with that. And it tells me I did A31. And the final color are the little strides in here. And it's very close to what I had selected there, but I do want to show you, you can also go up here. There's a little block up here, and you can say, okay, let's go with, and you can pick a color that you want to choose. And let's do A22 and see what happens. So you type it just as you see it. You say capital A-22, hit enter, and that one color comes up as to what I had selected because I was able to view the colors out of the book. Let's just throw it in there and see. So I have to click on it. Brighten it up just a little bit. I could see it close up that it changed it just a little bit. Okay. Full disclosure, I don't have those little initials behind my name. So nobody can hold me accountable. Scrolling on down, so it told me I chose the A22. I'm going to replace it with this color. So now I've darkened it up where all the other images are so light for the background. I kind of reversed, you know, the colors between the background or the pad color and the pattern color on it. Which may work better for some properties, that versus that. I kind of reversed those. So I'll say, okay, I'm good with this. I'm good with this. So let's choose a base cloth. So then when that comes up, it shows you all of our base cloths that I've shown you earlier. And so you have to sort. What is your application? Or do you need it in blackout? Do you need it on a drapery? Do you want to print it on a sheer? Do you want to print it on bedding, roller shade blackout, roller shade sheer? What is your application? You know, some of these patterns are going to look better in one way than the other. But it's up to you. What's your application? You tell me, how do you want this? So let's just say we're going to put this on drapery. So then I've clicked on drapery and I've narrowed down the field to just the base cloths that cover that drapery. Okay. So let's choose, because I've looked at it, I know what I want. Let's go with Ada, because Ada is a nice thick texture, has a lot of it's got a really good hand to it. I need you to drop in some information for me about your project. So you're going to drop in, give me a project name. It's going to ask you for the phase. Are you in early phase? Are you in a redesign phase? That kind of ticks up, that puts a little bit more pressure on everybody. Or are you trying to purchase and still design at the same time? Which puts a lot of pressure on everybody to get this completed. So we'll just say early. What is the date your project's due? When do you think you're going to need us? Is this 6 months out? Is this 3 months out? Just drop in an estimated date whenever you think that. Do you need samples? Yes or no. Super simple. How many samples do you need? And it says 0, 1, 2, 3. So you may be just wanting to put this over into your account that I'm going to show you. So you may say 0, but typically somebody's going to ask for samples at this point. Give me your project city. This is in, Timbuktu, Georgia. Wherever this is at. Choose your state. And then it asks for further details. This could be, Ellen, please send me one to my office and send my client at X address a sample also. Send me 2 to my office and send them 1. Ellen, I needed 4 samples. Can you send me 4? Because I've got to submit, I've got to show my client. I need 1 for my board. Whatever you need. This is also where you can tell me to scale up or down a pattern. Anything that you were not able to tell me in the previous steps, you can tell me here. It's going to make you tell me something. So if you have nothing else to tell me, you can just say NA. Okay? So really simple, but it's going to make you put some information in there. And then you're going to view your spec sheet. So this is going to come up and it's going to tell you that it's in your account. And I'm going to show you what that means. Your spec sheet's been saved to your account. But now here's your spec sheet. So you've got the image that you've created and the colors you've created. You've got the color palettes that you selected. So you can go back and say, okay, that when you get your sample, you can say, let's lighten that up, and you can go exactly where you want to go and know which patterns and which colors you selected. Gives you the repeat of that pattern. Here's your base cloth and the specs of it. So now you've got something that you can submit with. You can submit this form. You can use it for your design boards. You can use it to show your client. Whatever you need to do. It does have the cleaning instructions down here for this. And so you can also download this PDF. So again, I'm going to show you where your account is, but you can download it and put it in your own personal computer, on your company files, whatever you need to do, to print it out, whatever, you can also do that. But if you do scroll up, it says My Account right here. And when you go to My Account, you'll see where I've been doing a lot of presentations. You will see the sample that we just created, and it would have your project name on there. And this is the person's account that registered. This is not a company account, not a group account. This is the person's account that registered, okay? And so you can see I've opened it right back up. And there it is. If you are in the field and you don't have your book, or as a designer, sometimes you have a salesperson in the field and you've got the book in the library, they could certainly look. We have what's called the Color Explorer, which again are all the colors from the color book. And a salesperson in the field, somebody in the field without the actual color book could, look online. I know the monitors are going to be a little bit different, but it would get them in the ball field and say, oh, okay, their carpet had these colors in it. And that would help a designer know what may be else in the room. They may have already done their carpet, and so now they're going to keep their carpet. It's just the next stage that they've got to do in their refurb. So that may help also. So all the colors in the color book are here, and again, when you put your cursor over them, it tells you what color you've got all the way down. Let me get back up. The final thing in the color area is, Ellen, I love your patterns, but none of them quite works for what I need. I've had people give me upholstery samples that showed me things, or wall vinyl, and whatever, or hand drawn even. Ellen, here's kind of what I'm thinking about. I need this created. You can do that under custom artwork. So So you click the custom artwork. It says submit your artwork here. You would click that. Again, you fill in the information here that we need. The name of the company, you know, this kind of information. You would then browse, because hopefully you would have that image that you're looking for, you know, whether you've scanned it in or you've pulled it off Shutterstock or some other way. That's where a lot of these came from. And you can, so I'm going to select this one that's got some oranges and some greens in it. And it kind of just drops that in. Down here in my notes, I can then say, where it's green, make it, you know, a different green, you know, because it was leaves. And where it was orange, make it D716. You know, I can give you direction, or they can give us direction as to how they need that image that they've just uploaded to us, how they need it changed. Put it on X base cloth. So there is more typing that needs to come here when we are doing custom. So do it on whatever base cloth. Here's my application, you know, my project information. Normally this is going to cause just a little phone call to come back and just make sure, because it doesn't quite ask for all the information that the other custom does, but we can certainly get there. Drop in your notes, submit it. Every time all this is done, I'm getting emails. So every time you've looked at a fabric, and you've asked for a sample, then I automatically, you don't have to worry about anything else. If I have questions, then I'm going to give you a call and say, okay, what did you mean here? Are you sure, you know, what are you doing here? What's your application? You know, if you forgot to fill something out. Same thing with custom artwork. That has now come to me with the artwork that you've uploaded. It's come to me in an email. I know exactly who sent it because I approved your registration. It's not a question. You know, again, if I have questions about your project, then we'll give you a call and ask you, kind of go through those. Okay, so every bit of this is coming through to me. The only other thing in this production ready, or in this portal, is our production ready tab here. So you've got the production ready. Production ready is the same thing as material sitting on a shelf ready to be fabricated. So this is, you know, this is not custom print. You don't get to change the base cloth. You can't change the colors. This is material as is, ready to be purchased and fabricated. Okay, so again, you can sort by what do you have, what do you need? Do you need roller shade shear? Because there are a lot of different production ready materials. Do you have roller shade shears? Do I need to look at regular shears? Blackout, roller shade blackout, bedding, drapery, and overdrape. And those you're going to find the same thing, because again, the Marathon Solid fits all those categories. So you're going to find those colorways underneath those last three. We just dropped them in all areas. So if you want to see roller shade shears, as we mentioned before, we have a card with roller shade shears in it, but I only have the one card with those shears. The other patterns are online here, and if you're not sure, so if you pick, say, burst up and you look at it, it will show you all 4 colorways it comes in. Again, depending on your monitor, you may need to say, I really need to see a sample of that. Jeff may be coming by, or Rachel may be coming by, and they could bring you a sample to let you look at that and see if that's really the colorways you're needing. Or you can go ahead and order a sample online here. So again, all you do is you pick it, you click on it. You're going to fill out the information again that it's asking you about your project. So again, we'll kind of know to connect those two together. And you're going to view your spec sheet. This is the only way that you can view the specs of production ready materials. So if you are just wanting to see the spec sheets and not order a sample at the moment, you want to see how wide it is versus your window or whatever, then you still fill it out, but tell me you don't need a sample, and I'll know you're just looking at it. It is going to hit your account, still going to be underneath your project name, but I won't send you a sample if I know you're just looking at it. Again, it's told me it hit my account, and now it's giving me all the information, the width of it, how to cut it, Is it railroaded or can it be railroaded? It's all here. Again, you can download this into a PDF, or it is over into your account underneath the project name that you've provided. So all of that is the correct information for everything under production ready. So the same process works. So if you're looking at regular shears, I don't have as many of those because we're not a full fabric company, you know. So you've got your voile, your batiste, and your Bridgeton, which is more of a little linen-y pattern that we've got. So you've got those. If you need blackouts, those are going to show you the Bentley and the Rubicon that we discussed earlier. And you're going to be able to click on that and see the full colorways. Again, you may be in the field, may not have your samples with you. Maybe at home working that day, may not have your samples with you. So every one of the production ready, you just have to sort it by what you're looking for and then click on it to see if there are other colorways underneath it. Here's your bedding, your drapery, your overdrape, and again, it's showing me a solid marathon. And if I click on it, it's going to give me all 8 colors that it comes in. So that's really a good overview of the website in general. There is only one other thing that is not on the website that we also do carry is faux wood blinds. So you do want faux wood, not real wood, when it comes to blinds, because this is FR. Real wood is not FR. Okay, so, and these are the colors that they come in. Sometimes they work for people, you know, there's your chocolates and things like that. Some of the other colors people have asked for, I can't get these custom. These are the colorways. And so, again, lobby, back of house, manager's office, places like that is where you will find faux wood blinds. I know of one brand, the Woodspring brand, that puts faux wood blinds in guest rooms. Other than that, it's typically back of house areas, laundry area, places like that you would see, and they typically use white. Okay, but they are there. So to kind of summarize, RMI has been in business 100 years. With the family, there's 5 generations. We do everything within a window, except for vertical blinds and plantation shutters. So that covers your drapery, your sheer, your blackout, your roller shades, whether you're doing a single roller shade or a dual roller shade, your painted wood cornices, your upholstered cornices, your valances. And all of this, RMI is in Greer, South Carolina, so we're about 3 hours north of Atlanta, kind of near Greenville area. And everything that I've just explained to you is done there in South Carolina. We make our own roller shades there. We paint our own wood cornices there. The printing is done a little bit off property, but still very local to Greer, so about an hour away. So very, very South Carolina, still right there. So we're still in control of all of that. It's just when you have 6 printers going of that size, you have to have its own location. But all of it is located right there. Anytime anybody would like to do a plant review, they are welcome to come up and do that, and we can certainly show them all of those areas that are being done there. Everything ships out of Greer. Everything is handled. We do offer our pre-measure and our install services. I highly suggest you allowing us to provide that for you. It solves so many issues in the field when it's not somebody who knows what they're doing, especially with roller shades specifically. It will void your warranty if we do not install. There's just too much with roller shades that people are not sure what to do and how to install and how to even take them down or how to program the ADA controls. So if it is, especially guest rooms, if we do not install the roller shades, it does void the warranties. We do understand that lobby spaces, there are some people that are just needing to do their lobby and there's just 2 or 3 roller shades, and we will kind of help them and make sure they've given us the right information, and we'll try to kind of talk them through those on the phone. But we do not send instructions for install because that is part of our services that we do provide. So do remember that. But all of that is, we do that in South Carolina.